Hey, what's up everyone? Raging Golden Eagle here, having way too much fun as always. Now, even though I'm going to be going into 2 articles in this video, I got some gameplay running in the background. This is mostly because I'm just going to be referencing things that were mentioned in the articles as opposed to going through it like paragraph by paragraph like I usually do there, so don't be too freaked out. I figured you guys would rather have something a lot more interesting to look at as I go into these topics. But anyway, there's something rotten going on in the land of Steam. Well, multiple somethings actually. And I'd figured this would be something that a good chunk of my audience would be interested in, so here we are. First up, gotta talk a little bit about SakuraGame. You may recognize them as the Chinese publisher of those $1 RPG Maker adult games that have just absolutely been flooding Steam over the past few months. I'm sure all of you have already not been all that happy with them simply because of the translation, and I use that term very loosely. It's as if they ran it through a machine and then messed it up even more. But that didn't bug me too much because honestly I was just there for the H scenes. And as long as I got the gist of what was going on, it pretty much served its purpose. The quote-unquote translation, if nothing else, just added comedy value, and you can't complain for $1. But apparently this company has a history of not exactly being the cleanest out there. They have in their past allegedly stolen and translated artwork when they produced their own games. And now, as of about a week ago, there's evidence that they may have been shafting some of the developers of the games they're publishing. I am of course linking that article in the description box below. It's to Loot Gamer, so of course it's not safe for work, and you could read up on all of that. I for one am pretty sad to see this, because even though I was willing to give the shitty translations a pass, this is kind of annoying me. Not only because their games have been exceptionally popular on the platform, but because if the developers keep getting shafted by publishers like this, they'll be less likely to want to publish their games on Steam or hell, even in the West in general in the future. So that's something I'm kind of concerned about. So either way, read the article I'm linking in the description box below, and draw your own conclusions and make up your own mind as to whether or not that's enough to make you stop supporting them. And now we get to the fun part, because in the end, it may not even matter. Because as we get into in the next article, again, also from Loot Gamer, also not safe for work, so click at your own risk, Steam seems to have done an about-face when it comes to officially pushing your own Decensor patches on Steam. Here are some quotes directly from Manga Gamer themselves. On Friday, we received a notice from Valve demanding that we remove all links and discussion of adult patches from official sources on Steam, including the Steam store pages and Steam discussion boards. This is in direct conflict with what we discussed with Valve during our meeting with them, and Valve has not yet given us a reason why this policy has changed. So far, they've only said they'll follow up in a few business days, and we haven't heard anything since. At least since the recording of this video. Maybe there's been more news to come out after I posted it. If so, I will also link those in the description box below. You can say I'm a little bit behind on current events since I have to upload my stuff about a week in advance to avoid it being demonetized. But enough about my personal issues. I'm kind of concerned that Steam has had to do this about face, though I'm willing to bet they're not doing it voluntarily. I doubt we're ever gonna hear about this since Valve very rarely even talks about their reasons as the article mentions, but I bet they got pressure from some external group. And I just have to ask, who are these puritanical busybodies that we have to keep appeasing? And when are enough of them finally going to die so we could actually put this up to a public vote and completely strip them of all their power? Because this is just getting old. Now for the record, when Manga Gamer was in discussions with Steam earlier this year, they already knew in advance that official discussion and promotion of paid adult patches was out from the beginning because that violates Steam's terms of service by using Steam to promote offsite products, but free external patches don't fall under that rule. In fact, what is a free external Decensor patch if not just a mod? So even though Steam so far has not expected the developers to crack down on people in their comments section, not official company representatives mind you, but actual just users, they haven't cracked down on those people talking about Decensor patches and linking them yet, but they might in the future. So this is going to be something interesting to keep an eye on. Now, personally, I'm not scared at all. There's literally nothing Valve can do about this. Even if they wanted to, they couldn't ban Decensor patches any more than they can ban lewd mods. Until they completely lock down the games you buy from Steam and make them unmoddable, there's nothing they can do about anybody releasing Decensor patches. It's just something that's gonna happen. And if they ever did lock their games down to the point where they can't be modded, I think they'd be committing suicide. If I wanted to play in a walled garden where I don't actually control my content, I'd just play on console. Modding of all kinds, including adult, is and has always been a huge part of PC gaming culture, and that's not gonna change. So for now, these developers are just making the official patch downloads on their site a lot more easy to be found. And I would suggest all of you guys out there do the same thing I do. Just go to a search engine of your choice and search for the name of the game and then decensor patch, or uncensor. Try whatever combinations you want, you're gonna find a link. And to the developers themselves, I don't know what the Steam Terms of Service will let you get away with, but I highly recommend that in the game itself, in the main menu, you put in big, easily noticeable letters somewhere towards the middle of the screen, censored version. So everyone who buys the game knows this is the censored version. That I don't think violates any of the Steam policies. But this next idea might, so you may want to look into it, because I don't know what you guys are forced to do. Underneath the censored version, just have a little tagline saying, oh hey, visit us at our website to learn more. And then when they visit you on your website, boom, link to the decensor patch. That would save us all the trouble of having to use search engines to find these patches. And finally, should Steam pull a complete about face and just ban these games entirely, even in their censored forms, it's gonna suck that they lose access to the biggest PC game market out there now, but you could still easily buy these games on other sites. That's not gonna change, that's not gonna go away. It would kinda suck because it would stunt the industry's growth a little bit, but the adult game industry is gonna survive as it always has, in the shadows. That's all I gotta say, guys. Thanks for listening.